Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about some of the comments I got from a previous video entitled 3 Reasons Why Gen X Dudes Hope for an Apocalypse, Kinda. We had a bunch of snowflakes in the comments of every Gen X snowflakes, Gen Z snowflakes, Boomer snowflakes, so it's not about any certain generation. We had a bunch of comments in there talking about us, and I just wanted to respond to those in this format because trying to type all that stuff out, because we had quite a few of them, trying to type out those paragraphs just got tiring. So I figured I'd just make an entire video on the subject. The first and most popular argument about that was that us Gen Xers don't realize how hard it would be, how difficult it would be to live in a post-apocalyptic world. All right. This coming from people sitting on their couch in the air conditioning most of the day playing Call of Duty and Fortnite and stuff, or, sitting in a cubicle typing on their keyboard or whatever. And I would argue that you people don't understand how hard it would be. Us Gen Xers realize how hard it would be, and we are willing to face the challenge. That's the difference. All right? I have been close to starvation as a child, and I know what it's like to be cleaning a rabbit or a pheasant, so hungry that my hands were shaking, and so appreciative of that animal sacrifice that I wanted to hug it because it was going to end my suffering, at least for a little while. So until you've been in a position like that, you have no idea how hard it's going to be. You don't. You don't even have a fantasy about how hard it's going to be, let alone a real life idea. You go through a drive-through and somebody throws a bucket of chicken at you and you think your world is hard and you have it tough. No. A lot of us Gen Xers have been through real tough times. And we know that a post-apocalyptic world will be even harder than that. To you, harder than that means you can't go through the drive-through, you've got to park and walk in to get your food. That's tough times for you. That's not tough times for us. We realize what tough times are. Not only that, but we got to listen to stories from actual real people who survived the Great Depression. Our grandparents, our great-grandparents. We know what tough times are, and we're willing to face them. We're willing to meet that challenge head on. That's the difference that you fail to understand. The second most popular comment I got was about how we could not survive without doctors and dentists and big pharma. Now, I don't know how they did it, but somehow American Indians managed to survive on this continent for thousands of years without those things. To imagine that humanity can't survive without those things is just really ridiculous. We wouldn't be here. We would not be here if we could not survive without those things. Because for the largest part of history, we did not have those things. We did not have PhDs and surgeons and pharmaceutical industries and these things. We did not have all these things for thousands of years. At least not in the way we do today. They might have had surgeons back in the day, but, in the Roman times, but it was nothing like it is today. They wouldn't even be called surgeons nowadays. They'd just be called, shade tree, more like shade tree mechanics or something that just operate out of the back of their porch or something. They're not doctors. But my point is that humans can survive without these things. We completely and are fully aware that there will be no doctors and dentists and pharmaceutical industry to keep us alive. Yeah, we know that. And guess what? We're willing to face the challenge anyway. That's the connection you need to make. We know these things already, and we're still willing. If it happens, and we'll look at it, most of us will look at it like an adventure. A lot of us went camping for extended periods of time just to test ourselves, for no other reason, to test ourselves. We joined the military to test ourselves. Generation X is about testing ourselves and knowing ourselves. That's the difference. You don't know us. You don't even know you because you've never tested yourself. Because you look at someone else who is willing to test themselves and you think they must be batshit crazy. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be true. And my favorite argument of all is that Gen X is too old. Now, I'm not bragging. I wasn't bragging about starving and hugging a rabbit. I wasn't bragging about testing myself. I'm not bragging now. But today, at 53 years old, I'm working 7 days a week, climbing an 18-foot ladder in the Florida sun, installing soffit every day. Now, I'm willing to bet that most of the people making that old comment could not hang with me for even half a day. If I did invite them to come to work with me, they leave after an hour. So to say this crap about Gen X is just displaying your ignorance to the world. Celebrating your ignorance. Now, just like every generation, you take the youngest generation, there are people there with disabilities, there are people there with health issues. Yes, every generation of people have these people with problems who might have a tougher time surviving an emergency situation. We're completely aware of that. You think we don't know that? You think those of us who can't get around as well don't understand that? But just as a general blanket statement to say we're too old at 50, that's gross ignorance. A lot of us can probably run 2 miles right now. Can you get up off your mom's couch or up off your cubicle chair and come out and join me in the Florida summer and jog 2 miles right now? Jog 2 miles with me and then tell me I'm too old. Climb up and down that ladder with me for just 3. You don't have to do the whole 7-day week, just 3 days. 1 day. And then tell me I'm too old. Carry those materials up that 18-foot ladder in the Florida heat and then tell me I'm too old. That's what you do. So, spout all the bullshit you want. We know the truth, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Gen X is willing to face it. Another thing they'll say is the world you're talking about doesn't have jobs or money. Yes, that's the exact point. That's what we are looking forward to. That's the situation that is attractive to us. Getting rid of all that crap and getting back to the beginning, to nature, the reset, starting over, whatever you want to call it, getting back to life. Because all this digital, fake, internet crap is not life. That's being alive. Sitting on your couch all day looking at a screen and then going to bed and getting up the next day and looking at a screen, that's not living. That's just being alive. You might as well be in a coma hooked to a life support system. Yeah, you're laying there, you're alive, but you're not interacting with the world in any way. You're just interacting with a machine. So living and being alive are very different things. We look forward to a world without the internet because we know what the world is like without the internet, and it was much better. We weren't bored. We went out and found stuff to do. We jumped bikes. We jumped off bridges. We did things. We tested ourselves. We faced danger on purpose. I know you don't understand that, but we faced physical danger on purpose. We didn't just do it online with blips on a screen where somebody was shooting fake bullets at our fake character. We faced bodily injury on our toys, merry-go-rounds, and if we didn't have any of that, we'd go find a bridge and jump off into the water, whatever. So a dangerous post-apocalyptic future does not seem that crazy to us. It seems like an adventure. And that's the disconnect that these people have, these snowflakes from every generation. They don't understand. And the Gen Xers, I have a hard time understanding the Gen X snowflakes, to be honest, because what they must, it reminds me of that old TV show, Silver Spoon, I think it was Silver Spoon. Just growing up with a silver spoon in your mouth, maybe. I don't know. But us normal kids, we went out and played. We played rough. We played hard. We watched apocalypse movies, and that's what we fantasized about. So I don't get that. But they're out there, believe me. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down below. Or you can hop over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll put that link down in the description. Or if you're interested in Gen X gear, you can hop over to Redbubble and check that stuff out. We got some pretty cool stuff over there. That's where I got my hat. We got t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of Gen X and Gen X stink spreading stuff over there. So it's worth taking a look at. And I'll put that link down in the description as well. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot, and I thank those of you who do that. I sincerely appreciate it. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email me, and the email address is on the channel page. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.